everyone, welcome back to Technolander. I'm your host Adrian, and today's video is going to be about a budget portable solution from Lenovo. It's about a 2-in-1 laptop called MIIX310. Let's check it out. This is it. So as you can see, the design is quite simple, ergonomic, it's quite thin, and it has only 1.1 kilos. That's all together with the keyboard, because being a 2-in-1, basically the keyboard is detachable, so you can use it only as a tablet. So I have to say first of all that the design, although it's quite nice, it's not the greatest. And when I'm saying that, it's about first of all the paint, because I had some bad experiences. Probably you won't be able to actually see on the camera, but it has few usage marks, although I actually used a cover for it. Also, the plastic itself is not the greatest, as it does feel a bit cheap and it's quite easy to scratch it or crack it. If you drop it, for instance, even from a short distance, you're gonna have for sure some marks. So first I want to talk about the keyboard. It does come with two USB ports and it has one on each side, which is really helpful if you want to connect another device or maybe even charge one. Although it's only 2.0 the USB, so you won't have like high transfer rates if you want to transfer some data. But still, it's a nice feature, and actually not all the 2-in-1 laptops have this one. Now it connects with these pins over here, and also it has this bars for support, which is magnetic as well. Now the keyboard layout actually is not the greatest, as I found it a bit cramped, and for instance with the arrow buttons and also the delete and back button, it's really easy to make mistakes and touch another button if you're not really careful. Well, although if you do use it for a long time, I guess at one point you do get used to it. Another weak point with the keyboard is actually the trackpad, and one thing that I don't like, it's highly sensitive, very easy to touch, and sometimes it's gonna mess your document if you're trying to type something. Another thing is actually the clicking noise, which is quite loud and I don't really like it. It makes it feel really cheap. Also, sometimes from time to time I actually had this issue by trying to do a right click with the trackpad and it was performing a left click. I don't know exactly why, but because I tried a different model with this one, I had the same issue, so I guess it's just by design. Now on the tablet itself, besides the cheap plastic that it's made of as the keyboard, mostly good points over here. So it's actually a 10-inch display, and it comes in two resolutions. You can either find it in 1080 or 1200 by 800. This one actually has the 1200 by 800 resolution, and I have to say it's pretty decent, and for the size of the display I think it's more than enough. Actually, the best part of this tablet is the display itself, as I do really like the colors. They are very vivid and the image is really clear. The brightness itself is quite good and you can easily use it in well-lit environments. But I have to say, because this one actually comes with a high glossy display, you can't really use it outside. Even if you use a matte screen protector, which is highly recommended actually, you won't still be able to use it as the brightness is not that high. The IOs for this one is actually quite good. We have a jack connector on the left side and the rest of them on the right side. Starting from the top, we have the power button, then we have the volume rockers, after which we have a MicroHDMI connection, micro USB connection. I have to mention this is only for transferring data. Then we have the power connection, a microphone, and then is the SD slot. And really important and quite good with these models is the fact that the bracket for the microSD card comes with a slot for a SIM card as well. That means you can actually insert a data SIM card and have internet on the go wherever you are without even using the hotspot from your phone. The specs of this model are on the higher side, as it comes with an Intel Atom processor clocked around 1.4 GHz. It has 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and 64 gigabytes of storage space. You can actually find it with 128 gigs of storage space, which is I think the highest, and I do recommend to go as high as possible, because I did actually tried a lower specs model which had only 2 gigs of RAM and only 32 gigs of storage space. I do have to say that didn't really work well. Because it comes with Windows 10, it does work on a lower specs model, but once you install a bit of an additional software, it becomes sluggish and it's not a pleasant experience. Now this one actually works quite fine, and even though I have to say, once you start opening few tabs in the browser or trying multitasking, it can be easily noticed that it's slowing down. One of the reasons is actually the storage card, which is an MMC and not an SSD or hard drive, therefore the speeds are not that great. So overall, I think it's a very versatile product that can easily be used as a laptop or as a tablet, with a very long lasting battery, with great display, mediocre performance, but all at a very decent price. I think you can easily find it around 200-250 pounds, and for that kind of money you either can choose for a regular laptop which won't have much more performance, but you're gonna lose the mobility and the battery life, or you can actually go for a Chromebook that it may have the battery life, it may have even similar specs, but you don't have the same support for software and hardware as Windows does. I think this is it for this video. I hope you like it. If you did, please subscribe, like, and follow the channel on Facebook and Twitter. Also, if you'd like to help out, we are on Patreons, where any donation is very much appreciated. See you next time.